Good morning, another weekly wrap, Friday. We always love Fridays, happy Friday. I've got a meeting here today, so we've had a bit of a little spring clean in the office, which is always nice. Sort of our portfolio wall with some awards, our hark back to, our roots with carpentry and wood. And lots of woodworking, building projects that we've been involved with over the years. You've got some sample racking, wine racking, timbers and finishes. Some bench work here where we've had some, we've got some brass inlays and then some Tassie oak inlays and sort of cross hatched. Got an ikebana. Got ikebana sort of sitting in each space, which is always nice, just a seasonal cut. And then just our office, which you've seen before. We need to probably do a really detailed video one day in here, because we've obviously had a lot of fun and there's lots to show you. But we'll give you a bit of a weekly wrap on what's happening around. Port Melbourne's tracking along. You'll see some videos on that, but it's a very tough, small site, so a lot of rubbish comes back here. Some form ply, concrete work that's come back, all edge forms here, ready to go back. We've got this curved cedar wine rack that's going to a job up in New South Wales on the east coast, and that gets picked up at 2 o'clock today, so that'll give us a bit more access through and we can put things away. So this racking is our curved along the plan view and concave in the vertical elevation. We typically try and get a double curve, so a smaller curve to a larger curve. So when you look along it, your main view line, you're looking at the smaller curve overlapping with the overlap of the larger curve, and it really emphasises that concave feel. So so this is about 6 metres long, so broken into 2 halves. We've got a joining detail here which picks up a bottle space. We've got a laminated face that isn't glued in this section, so it can be peeled back, and a hidden screw can be put into the join, so then help pull all that up and get it right. But that's all been dry fitted, ready to fit their end. It's got to go up 3 metres their end, so they're going to have to set up a pallet, sort of structural pallet up there, and then lift it, and then it'll slide off. We're using rollers here, 50mm tube, so we'll lift that up today, and it'll roll out on tube and onto a tailgate lift on a removalist truck. We'll lift that up, and it'll then slide in. The bottoms behind the rear mullion will fix to the floor of the truck, and then we've got some tie-offs at the top on the ply that will enable them to strap it back diagonally back to the wall. The back of this, we've got temporary diagonal braces, which will stop it racking. It is a rack, but you don't want it to rack out of square. So they're all in place. It's a pretty exciting project. The bottom and top's marine ply stained black, so it just forms a shadow. Sometimes we've had jobs where we've had pebbles in the bottom here, and that runs right back to the rear. So there's an option of them still putting a pebble mix in the bottom. You obviously lose the ability to sit a bottle in there. And then at the top, back over here at the top, you've got the ply again, but there's a half overlap, so the ply finishes in behind the top rail and the bottom rail, so the finished ceiling surface can be brought in over that rail, and they're not having to try and do a detailed cut to the face of the rail. And the same at the bottom, the flooring can tuck in under. Meaning they can get some really makes the detailing easy to execute on site. So that's there's backlighting on this, but I mean we typically have the lighting integrated into our racking. They're doing another lighting system, so they're taking care of that up there. But that's ready to go. We've got another job coming up in Hawthorn, a cedar wine cellar, which has got all display racks the whole way on 3 sides. The bottom, we've got an integrated lineal slot on the top for air climate control, and we're repeating that view around the other two sides. So the three sides will have the same slatted inset. And the bottom of this rack, we're also creating the same offset, so it feels like the whole rack is floating. So around the bottom there'll be that same detail as the upper plenum with the slatted cedar, stepped, so it'll look like quite good. So the guy's been dressing up some cedar here ready for that one. Got another Shoji job that Nick's working on here. This is one for, there's Nick over here. Another Shoji job, this one's going to Sydney. So there's into a robe, a main door Shoji that backlit and shines through back into the main bedroom, so you're viewing this from the bedroom. There's another two half sections of this with an overlap detail that which we haven't typically done overlap details with a sort of concave, convex junction. Just to stop light, we've got two sliders coming in from side. So we're going to get some cutters made up for that, because it's probably something we'll use again. So it's coming up. The job in Rye, the Shoji job there, that was put in earlier in the week on Tuesday, so there's some footage of that. That's obviously in very early. They're pre-plaster, so they can get all the plastering details right at the and build out walls and get all that detailing right. So that's that took place on Tuesday. So here's some footage of that. Here's Ray.
Hello.
Yep, coming through. So that's Shoji, and then we wander through here. Yeah, our system here is going well. Jobs on this side, and personnel here with to-do lists. Yes, that's all been working well. And then we come through into the assembly area. These are two Shoji box for the job in Kew in Melbourne. We probably need to do some photography there and show you, but we had a full Shoji cellar backlit in a bar, so 6 layers of Shoji, washi, and then an offset panel for backlighting. So this is another one that's going in the same bar but on an upper shelf. So it'll end up, I think this is probably a better view of it. I've got a screw sitting there, but so it sits, that's the front of it, and then we've got a two-packed end here, which matches the main joinery, and then we've got 6 layers of Shoji, and this is to suit half bottles of wine, and again backlit, so it'll reflect back to the other opposing elevation. Backlighting in there, LEDs, so that's coming together. We've also been underway with the Mornington commercial kitchen, so there's been a lot of set outs on that, and we're underway with joinery on that one. We're doing a set out here for the New South Wales one, templates for making up or jigging up all that and making it work. That's coming together. No, we did another video on this, but this is obviously just using older Apple iPads that we've purchased for second-hand refurbished for probably a couple $100, and then we've stuck these with double-sided tape to a clipboard. And traditionally clipboards we've had a written format, but it's required me to be and update this regularly. And that doesn't happen. So I think having this is all back to a Todoist, which we've been using for many years. It's we've found it a great system where you write your to-do lists, and I'm big on lists, and I think as a builder and or any business owner, you need to be onto things. So I think I can update this on my system, and you can share projects, so you can share it across to obviously different personnel people within the company, and then you can have jobs too and job lists, and you can also share that to the same people, and it's sort of checklist format for getting through, and everyone's sort of being on the same page. So we can do some more detail on how to set that up if people are interested, but it's working really well on site and in factory. Yeah, well, Todoist, I think it's a free app to a point, and then you get obviously more features if you go on a subscription. But we're on a subscription. It's not that expensive, and yeah, sorry.
It saved you.
Well, no, it saved me, but it's probably made I think I still need saving, but it's made organisation a little easier. So I think that's it. I think I think that'll take care of things for the week, and thanks for watching, and we'll be back soon.